Today I'm guiding you through a stick mobility glutes and core bridge workout. We'll be using one shorter stick and an anchor point such as the corner or the wall. I'll leave a link in the description below for where you can get your stick mobility sticks along with a discount code. Now, as I said, today we are doing a lot of hip bridges. So listen to your body and only move within your comfortable range of motion. Know that if your form is being compromised, you can make that movement smaller and you're still doing all the work here today. So let's get to it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and be sure to come back to this stick mobility playlist for more. So today we're using one stick. I have my shorter stick, as I've said many a time. This is mostly because of my space, but I will also let you know that the longer the stick for a lot of these moves, the more difficult it becomes because we're holding it into an anchor point or against the wall. So shorter, a little bit easier, not that, it's a do or die kind of situation. So I'm using this mostly because of my space. So starting out with the stick down on the ground, we're going to get right into doing bridges right away. So come on down onto the ground. I love these as an option for core work without all of that sort of neck unfriendly, crunchy business. So I'm coming all the way sort of to one edge of my mat. The stick is down on the ground and it's just under my butt. So you can bring your feet in as close as is comfortable for you towards your glutes because you're going to be hip bridging. That's what we're doing a lot of today. So without even using the stick, just make sure you're in the right spot. Kind of feel that you're comfortable, your feet are in the right placement so you can be steady. If you have a lot of like wobbly knees or anything like that, a great option is to either put a resistance band, it doesn't have to be a heavy weight or anything, to help remind you to press away, right? You're pressing into a resistance band, or I really love using a ball, could be a kid's ball, could be a foam ball, whatever you got, and then you just hold it between your knees. And as soon as, it's just a great additional feedback to remember to keep your knees engaged, keep the glutes engaged. So here we go. Stick is down on the ground. We're doing 5 reps of this, and we're going to pull the stick apart as we lift our hips up. We don't have to go to, shoulder height or anything like that. We're just kind of lifting and lowering the hips. You'll feel the work in the pull apart. So grabbing onto that stick, pull that stick apart. Already you feel your lats turn on, you feel your shoulders. And inhale. Exhale, start to curl and lift your hips up just to wherever is comfortable for you. Hold here. 2, 3, and then lower down. We're just trying to give our glutes a reason to turn on. So 4 more. Pull that stick apart. Lift up. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Nice curl in the back so that you're not just kind of plopping down. Pull that stick apart. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and lower down. If you need to readjust your feet, feel free at any time. Go ahead and pull that stick apart. Lift up. 2, 3, and lower. Still pulling that stick apart the entire time. We got 1 more here. Pull that stick apart. Squeeze the glutes, round up, hold, 2, 3, and round the back down, nice and slow, nice and gentle, all the way down, so you have a nice flat back, right? You want to think about squishing a marshmallow. For all of these bridge movements, we want to start with our back nice and flat. There's no space for my hand to get underneath my back. You're going to have a slight pelvic tilt here, just to make sure you can't get your hand there. This is a great way to just test and see, are you arching? Because if you are, you will be able to get that hand under, or a few fingers. So, pelvic tilt, and then all of a sudden there's no space between the back and the floor. Okay, I'm going to bring this stick up onto my hips, still doing these hip bridges. So the general positioning is going to be the same over and over again, right? You bring your feet as close as is comfortable to your glutes so that you're really turning the glutes on. Another great tip that I love to share for people who are struggling and don't feel like your glutes are turned on, when you do a hip bridge, think about lifting your toes off the ground so that only your heels are touching, right? Don't worry about the stick. And all of a sudden, if you don't have your toes touching down, just to lift up, you need to use those glutes. So using this stick, we're going to press the stick into our hips. Hands are overhand grip. You can have them as wide as is comfortable to you. Closer and you'll feel more pressure on your hips. And we're pressing. So we're going to go for 5 reps here. Again, we're just kind of warming up, getting into this flow of these hip bridges. So you can think about lifting those toes off the ground and pressing the stick into the hips, hips into the stick as we lift up. Let's just start with maybe 50%. So press and lift. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Nice and gentle. 4 more. So now we're going to go maybe 60%. Give a little more energy into the stick against the hips, and the hips have to respond, right? So squeezing the glutes, lifting up. 2 and 3, lower down. Now we're going to 70%. Here we go. Press that stick into your hips. Hips have to respond. 2, 3, and lower down. Really beginning to feel the quads turn on, the glutes. We're even feeling shoulders and core. Here we go. Now we're going 80%. Really pushing the stick into your hips. Your hips have to reflexively push back, right? So you just got to work harder. Here we go. Push and lift. Squeeze those glutes. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Nice and gentle. I am still squeezing that 80% all the way down until I get down to the ground. Here we go. 90% now. Nice big inhale. Push and lift. Squeeze. 2, 3. Lower back down. Always thinking about really kind of rounding the back to come back to laying down on the ground. We don't just want to plop down. Here we go. Last one of these. We're going for 100%. Really max effort. Everything you've got. Push that stick into your hips. Lift. Lift. Squeeze. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Ease off. Oof. Shake that up. Take a breath. Grab some water if you need to. Oh. So, stick is going to come into both hands. We're going to do those bridges, but now we're going to lift up and overhead. If you have any kind of shoulder limitations, only moving to as far as your shoulders allow. But obviously, we're getting a little more core activation here because we're bringing something above our heads, right? But we're still in that hip lift. So first and foremost, finding that positioning, feet walk in as close as is comfortable to the glutes. They should be about hip width, shoulder width, something like that. Whatever feels right for you. Toes facing forward. If they're out to the side, you can see how my knees just kind of start to turn out. If my feet are in, my knees turn in. So this is a really important point. Keeping those toes facing straight forward. Holding onto the stick, a little more than shoulder width. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, lift up. We have 10 reps here. Reach those hands up overhead. I want to walk them in just a little bit for myself. And now I'm going to pull apart and lift overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wider hands is easier for any kind of shoulder limitations. Still squeezing the glutes. 7, 8. You don't have to bring your hands all the way down to the ground. You're still doing the work just by letting them hover above the floor. And ease off. Oh, rest. Take a breath. Shake off those legs for a second. We're going to come right back into this position. But now, we're getting into some tough stuff, okay? We're going to do a little single leg bridge action. So, staying down on the ground, finding that bridge position. Hands are a little wider than shoulder width again. So I'm going to bring my elbows down onto the ground. I want my hands in line with my elbows. And now I'm going to go find that single leg bridge. So whether you bridge up and then step out, so you already know you have a good base, right? Sometimes if you're really far away, this is so hard. So first and foremost, feet come in towards the glutes, thinking about those heels touching down. The toes should not really have to touch at all. Squeeze. I'm going to lift my left leg to start. And now we're shortening that stick and lifting up overhead. And now pull down. 2. Still shortening that whole time. 3. 4. Flexing that extended leg. Foot. 5. 6. Woo, hamstrings. 7. We're going for 10. 8. 9. Keep squeezing. Almost there. 10. Come down. And rest down. We got to do that other side. Whew. We'll take a moment. Shake the post and leg out. And set yourself up just to switch that single leg bridge. This might already be difficult for you, right? The single leg bridge. If that is the case, feel free to just stay and work on that. Or you can do the bridge with both legs and then do this shortening the stick, right? We're pushing the stick together. Here we go. Other side. I'm going to find my bridge. Lift my right leg this time. Shortening that stick. Lift up and lower. 2. 3. 4. Squeeze those glutes. 5. 6. 7. This side's a little more wobbly for me. 8. Almost there. 9. 10. And ease off. Whew. Take a breath. Take a moment. We have one more exercise that won't require an anchor point or the wall. This one is really challenging, but really, really fun. So take your time with figuring out the position. So again, we're going to be kind of working on a single leg bridge. I'm going to start with the stick up on the top part of my left foot, right? right hand holds, so we have that opposite body connection happening. So it's going to be on the top of that foot. I'm extending that left leg. My right leg is the posting leg. Again, I want to set it up so that I don't have any space under my back. My foot is as close to my glutes as it's comfortable. I have that cross body connection. So this extended leg really needs to have that foot flexed. First and foremost, other hand, that free hand can just rest down on the ground and give you a little extra stability. So squeeze my glutes up. They might not go very far, right? And I'm going to touch my heel down, bend that knee in, try and touch my hand toward the ground. It doesn't really have to touch. Here we go. Heel and hand. Squeeze those glutes. 3, 4, 5. Bending that knee to bring it up over, bring the stick up overhead. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more on this side. 10. Whew. Ease off. Take a breath. So again, if you have any kind of shoulder limitations and you can't reach your arm all the way overhead, you just go to whatever your range allows. This is still a whole lot of work for really the whole body, honestly, right? We got core, we got glutes, hamstrings, quads, even shoulders working here. So let's get to the other side. Same movement. I'm going to bring that posting foot in as close as is comfortable towards the glutes. Free hand just rests down, flexing that extended leg, pushing the stick into my foot. My foot is pushing the stick into my hand. I'm going to find that little bridge. Here we go. Heel taps down, bend the knee, try to reach the hand back overhead. 2, if you get some pops or clicks, totally fine as long as they're not painful. You can always make the movement smaller. 5, this side is harder for me. 6, 7, 8, almost there. 9, and 10. Lower down, up. That's a fun kind of alternative bridge, maybe a variation I hope you haven't really seen yet. Really fun, really challenging, and there's all kinds of other things that you can take from that. So now we're going to add on the intensity just by using an anchor point like the wall. Whether you have the stick in the corner of your wall, totally fine. Or if you want a greater challenge, you can bring that stick kind of in line with where your arms will reach, right? So, take a breath. I'm going to move down towards my wall because I'm still going to be in this glute bridge. So, you can have that stick pointed down. You want the stick in between the 2 legs because we're going to do a glute march. Oh, joy. You want to make it more challenging? You just bring that stick in line, and I want to kind of have my head just, or my hands right up in line, right? Whatever's comfortable for that arm arc to naturally be in. So take the time to get yourself set up for success. Pushing that stick into the wall. Feet are as close to the glutes as is comfortable. We squeeze, find that march, or find that glute bridge, and now we march. Pushing that stick into the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Noticing if your hips are falling a little bit. That's totally okay if they are. It's just a good awareness to have. 7. Make sure you're breathing. This is really hard if you're not breathing. 8, 9, 10. And rest down. Take a breath. Whew. Okay. Take a moment. So, depending on your height, I didn't mention this before, but depending on how tall you are, if you're using a shorter stick, you might be bringing yourself really close to the end, that anchor point. You can always just turn your body around and you'll basically be in the same position if you do it with your head facing away from the wall. I like having my head facing towards the wall because I feel more core engagement, and that's a big part of this particular workout. But it works really well either way. You'll feel a little more shoulders, traps if you're facing away. So I'm coming back to face the wall. We have one more exercise in this direction using the stick kind of in line, parallel to the body. Okay? So I'm going to bring the stick back up here, kind of in line with where my hands will go. Again, feet come in. So we're going to do a single leg bridge, and then we're going to try and bring the knee in, extend the leg out. So again, if you're really got long legs and you're hitting the wall, you can always turn this around. So again, pushing your shoulders down, packing them down, which kind of should be automatic as you press this stick into the wall. So here we go. Squeeze up, find that bridge, make sure you're feeling nice and sturdy. I'm going to start with my left leg. Knee comes in, kick out. In, out. 2, 3, 4. Hello, core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nothing else is moving, just this one leg. 10. Oh, bring that leg down. Lower your body down. Whew. That one made me sweat. Coming over to the other side. Left side is my weaker side, so with my left leg posting, I can expect that it might be a little bit harder, right? Here we go. Squeeze those glutes. Find the bridge. Lift and extend. 2, 3, pressing that stick into the wall. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hips are saying hello now. 8, 9, whew, and 10. Oh, set that foot down. Relax down. Take a breath. Whew. Go ahead and shake those hands out. Shake your legs out if you'd like. I'm going to take a second to readjust my situation here. So I'm going to push my mat out so that it's kind of in line with the stick. So we're just right about there. And now I'm going to be using this wall. We're going to be pushing the stick in to a side. So really activating the obliques in this position as we press the stick. So I'm just kind of walking my way over. I want to be pretty much in line with the end of the stick. Again, you can always use the corner as an anchor point. You want to make it a little more challenging. You can bring that stick, there we go, right in line with kind of where the hands are. And this is going to be more challenging with these straight arms than, say, elbows bent. Both are work, no matter what you're doing. But here, with those elbows bent, you can really tuck your elbows into your sides. Just by doing that, you feel more core engagement, right? And if this feels better for you because of shoulder limitations, or it's just where you want to be today, that's great. This is all tough stuff. So I've got my stick pretty much set up already. I'm going to find those feet. Really nearing the glutes as close as possible for that bridge. Squeeze up. And now I'm just going to lift that inside leg. Lift, tap. 2, 3, 4. The further away you tap, the more difficult the movement becomes. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, find that bridge. Go ahead and relax down. We're going to stay on this side. We've got 2 more moves here, and then we'll switch over to the other side. So, finding that positioning, whatever works best for you. I'm going to start in a single leg. So you can have your knee bent if that feels better for you. Right, again, if it helps you to start with both feet down and find your bridge, make sure you feel sturdy and this is a stable position, and then lift that leg, that is all good. Whatever works best for you. But we're going to pick this inside leg is going to not be touching the ground. So we're in that single leg bridge. And if you keep the knee bent, great. If you want to extend long like me, here we go. We're just pulsing up. Squeeze that glute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Lower down. So we're working that right glute. Right glute. Left obliques. Whole body movement here. Now, you can stick with those options, or you can try this next movement where we're going to, again, be in a single leg bridge, and I'm going to try and kick that inside leg toward the stick. Now, if that is too much, because it is a lot, that's totally fine. You can always think about extending that leg out in front of you. Here we go. Finding that bridge position, squeeze the glutes, lift into that single leg, right? Extending out. And then bring it out to the side. So it doesn't have to like touch the wall or anything at all. 2, you're just going to wherever is comfortable for you today. 4, still squeezing the glutes. 5, 6, 7. Try and keep everything else still. 9, and 10. Whew. Take a breath. Oh my goodness. That one is especially tough. So again, that one can be really small. I'm sure my whole situation wobbled a little bit because it's a hard move. The smaller you make it, the more control you have, the better it is. So we'll see how we do on this side. I will probably try to make it a little bit smaller. And you'll also notice that I did open my foot out, so my toes pointed to the side. I'm literally letting my hip open that way. There are other variations where you might keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling and out. That is also a really great one. It's really hard. So I just chose this version for today. So coming over to that other side, this is our last set of moves before we get into the cool down. Oh my goodness, doing such great work here. So again, I'm coming kind of in line with the end of the stick. I'm going to find where my bridge position is. I'm going to bring that stick just like I did for the other side. Whatever I did on the other side, I want to try and mirror. So finding, yeah, maybe that'll work. Finding that glute bridge first, squeeze the glutes. And I'm just going to lift that inside leg. Lift and tap, right? 2, 3. Trying to get a little further each time. See how that goes. 6. Almost there. 7. Pressing that stick into the wall. 8. 9. Whew. And 10. Ease off. Take a breath. We have that single leg pulse now. So finding those nice, wherever you have that stick pushing into the wall or the anchor point, finding your glute bridge, inside leg, my right leg this time. I'm going to extend it long, but feel free to keep that knee bent if that works better for you today. And here we go. We're going to pulse. 2, 3, 4. Why are these so hard? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness. Almost there. Okay. Last part of this series. We're just going to bring that leg toward the wall, wherever it feels comfortable going today. Readjust as needed, just like you see me doing, because, sometimes things move. That's normal. Here we go. Finding that bridge. Lift the leg. I'm going to extend out, pressing that stick into the wall. Open out to the side. 1, 2, 3. Shoulders packed down. 4, 5. Almost there. 6, 7. Arms are shaking. 8, 9. Woo! Oh, and 10. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and set that down. Bring those knees into your chest. Fantastic work today. Not an easy workout, but whoo, feeling good about it. I'm going to take my stick. We're in the cool down. We did it. We did all the hard stuff. Now we just have a few really feel good, juicy moves. Starting with a happy baby. I'm going to bring that stick. My hands are on the inside of the stick. Feet will come to the outside, wherever is comfortable for you. So you can bring your feet out as wide or as narrow as feels good for you. Maybe this is enough, right? Just kind of having the pressure of holding the stick and having your feet against it. So feel free to stay here if that is enough for you. If you want to add on, all you're going to do is pull that stick down and release. pull, thinking about trying to get that back flat on the floor. Oh, and release. One more time. Pull and release. Now I'm going to walk a leg out towards the side. And now I pull down, so one leg is extended long. And pull in. Here we go again. Oh, one more time on this side. Woo. I'm going to turn so you can have a different view of me doing this particular move. So this leg had been straight. This leg is now going to go straight. This leg is bent. I'm just pulling that stick down. Kind of trying to bring those elbows in towards my sides. Only going as far as is comfortable for you. And relax those legs down. Oh, take a breath. I'm going to come down, belly on the mat. Feel free to use the stick. If this ends up being too much for you, that's okay. You can let it go. So we're going to do sort of like a cobra in yoga. You can have your hands here and not use the stick if that feels better for you. So I'm going to bring that stick pretty close to my face. And I'm just going to walk myself gently up. Only as far as is comfortable for me, right? Shoulders down. I can look up to make it more intense. And then I can walk down. Maybe you want to adjust. You can always have the stick in an anchor point so that it's not moving. And press up this way. And then walk down. It's really about finding what works for you today. So we're going to do one more, pushing that stick into the wall. Or walk your hands up. Press up. And then lower down. Nice and gentle. Oh, go ahead and push back into a child's pose. Take just a moment. Beautiful work today. This was a really fun, challenging workout for your glutes and your core. So thank you for being here with me for it. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know in the comments how you got on in this workout, what else you'd like to see, what other kinds of work you want to do. I'd love to know so I can make videos like that for you. You can reach out to me here on YouTube, via my email, via any of my social medias. I look forward to connecting with you. And thank you so much. Until next time.